Hi, this is Matt with iGo Software. Today we're going to discuss an extremely powerful feature of the iGo software version iGo360, and that is Member Portal. Now, Member Portal sounds exactly like what it does. It provides a portal for your members to log in and do different things, like manage their appointments, like purchase personal training classes and schedule them, like update failed payment methods, print attendance history reports, look at payment histories, print invoices, the whole gamut. Now, the idea of the portal is really what we're going to cover is one, how to turn it on. So there's a spot in the software where you go to turn it on, and when you turn it on, you check off the different areas of the portal that you make available for the members. So for example, if you don't have personal training offered in your center, well, you don't want to necessarily make that available to purchase from the center. So we'll show you how to configure that. And then once it's turned on, there are some other things that need to happen to make sure everything works great. One will be to turn on the email that the welcome email to your center. It will be updated to include the login information. For OsteoStrong centers, we'll have to make available the appointments that you want them to be able to manage through the portal. For non-OsteoStrong centers, you'll need to make available the products and services that you want to offer to your members through the portal. So if you're selling PT, you need to make PT available. If you want them to be able to manage their recurring appointments at an OsteoStrong center, then you need to make those available via the portal. And so I'll show you how to do everything you need to know. It's very quick, very easy. This will be about a 10-15 minute video, and you will be up and running in no time. So the first thing we're going to cover is how to turn on Member Portal, and that's covered at the OE tier. You should have a login for that. Only a manager and owner will have access to this. And you come to the area where it says View Clubs. It's a setting per club, so if you have multiple centers, you'll need to turn it on for each center. Click the club number over here, and that pulls up this series of options. And the option you want to check is accessibility. And the only thing in accessibility is this toggle switch to enable or disable Member Portal. When you move it to enable, it pulls up like a security profile all the areas of Member Portal that you're going to make available to your members. So weight and measure reports, requesting transfers, course scheduling if you offer courses, PT scheduling, and then there's some other things in here. This is optimized for an OsteoStrong center right now. They're able to view and update contact information, their history, payment history. They can make a payment if they owe you money, and add and remove a payment method. Everything else that needs to be available is available by default. Click that, click save, and now your Member Portal's activated. So what do you need to do next? You need to tell your members that Member Portal is activated so they can go check it out. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to look at the email notifications, and one of the email notifications is the welcome email. A welcome email is the first email that it generates and sends when you add a member to your center. And it currently defaults to a version that sends when portal is enabled, and there's a version that sends when a portal is disabled. So we want to make sure that the email for portal is activated. Okay, and so all you really need to do is come in here, check the edit box. The text of the email will pop up, and you just click activate or inactive. So we're going to check active. Now, one of the things you're going to want to probably do is, edit the text of this email a bit to instruct your members, what you want them to do. Hey, if you ever need to reschedule an appointment, don't worry about calling the club. Simply log into your portal and update it there. So edit that email how you feel might be appropriate, and just click the active box to save it, and you're good to go. Now, that means every new member that joins your center will receive an email with that information. Now, if you're already up and running, what you're going to want to do is basically copy the text of that email so you have the portal URL and some instruction in it, and export a member list and just do a blast email to your membership base to let them know that it's available. Hey, we've implemented a new feature. It allows you to log in and manage your appointments. To do that, just go to this URL. Your username is your email address, and click Forgot Password. Then that will generate and send to them a temporary password for them to set up and become active in Member Poratl. So that's the email part of it. Now we need to think about, okay, what do we want to make available for our members? And for OsteoStrong centers, that's going to be appointments, and specifically recurring appointments. We want to check the box that makes that available to schedule. And where you do that is under the tasks. That's where all your appointments are defined. And in this case, recurring appointments are going to be the only thing we want them to manage. First-time appointments really are reserved for prospects and people that haven't joined yet, so it's not something you're going to have that person manage. So recurring appointments is this particular task, and we just go in to edit it. Couple of things you need to do here. So as you recall from training, all the basic setups already in here. So the box you need to check and save is Show on Portal. That portal reference is to Member Poratl, which just means it's going to show up on the members portal when they log in. All the other appointment types that you have won't be available to them unless you check the Show on Portal box. Okay? The next thing you're going to want to pay attention to as an OsteoStrong center is the concurrent sessions. Okay? So you're going to want to change that, and that's the number of sessions or appointments that can be set at the same time. In this case, we want to just make sure you don't let them pile up more than you can handle at any given time. And this one I have set for 3. Click Save, and you're good to go. Okay, that's it for the OE tier. You're now active. Portal's ready to go. So let's jump down to the club tier and make sure all of our settings there are up and ready to go. Okay, so at your club tier, these are your basic settings. The first thing you're going to do is under Settings, Club Information. That's this screen. If you have not entered a website URL, when a person logs out of the portal, then it will drop them onto this website page here that you've set up. So you probably want to set that to your own home OsteoStrong or home club URL. If there's none there, it just leaves them on the login screen, which is no big deal, but kind of helps a little bit to have it go back there. So that's setting 1. Number 2 is going to be first we need to activate the employee schedule so that the appointments can be scheduled against that employee. So for OsteoStrong centers, the way that we make available time to the public or to your members to manage is we set an employee schedule to be available. If the employee schedule is not available, then they can't schedule against that employee. And as you remember, in OsteoStrong centers, we have first time and recurring appointments, and these time slots on your schedule are blocked out by creating employee names, first time and recurring. And so to do that, as you may recall, you just jump over into the employee records, and we come over to recurring appointment, and we click the staff hours button. And that pulls up the hours that you want to be available for your members to be able to move around their appointments. And so you just click Edit Regular Availability, and you set the times that you want available and click Save. You can include a lunch break in there, for example, by making it a split shift, and so that'll give you 2 time slots on a given day. And if maybe you don't want them moving them around on a particular day, you can leave that off. And then, of course, as you may remember for scheduling, you can create an exception. So this is the schedule that's available Sunday through Saturday, typically. But you'll have things like Christmas or other holidays that come up where you're not open. You just create an exception for those days. So here we click Add Exception. That pulls up this screen. We pick a day, in this case Christmas. We're going to be closed and block out from midnight until 11 p.m. and click Save. And that will create an exception on the employee calendar, so we don't have to worry about people scheduling on Christmas. Okay, so now that employee is good to go, ready to be scheduled against. We saw this one particular member here. We have Jorge Clooney. He's got recurring appointments set up throughout the month. And we're going to go in and edit one here from his record. Now, his experience is going to be, he's going to receive an email from you on the welcome email. It will look like this. Hi, the portal for OsteoStrong Centers is osteostrongportal.igofigure.com. His email address is this, and his temporary password is that string there. And this is what the portal looks like. I'll go ahead and sign out, and we'll sign back in right quick. He just simply enters the email address. Now for the first time login, it will be like a typical first time login. Create your password, enter it twice, and then he'll log in. Then every other time it'll be simply this login experience. And when he logs in, he will see this. Jorge Clooney, his membership plan. He can update his password. He can look at his profile details here. This additional service button, it will display additional services that you offer for sale. And more importantly, you have the upcoming appointments, payment history, attendance history, and payment methods. Now, he can print invoices here, print receipts that maybe he wants to look at. He can look and see how often he's attended. And then he can add a new payment method here simply by clicking the Add Payment Method button to if he had a failed payment. But for this particular demo, we're looking at his appointments. And all he needs to do is click Upcoming Appointments, and that will allow him to view and edit any of these appointments. By default, it's only going to show the next 5, which is about a month for an OsteoStrong Center weekly recurring appointments. So you can, okay, I'm going to be out of town on the 2nd. I'm going to need to come in on the 3rd. So let me see what's available. You click the edit button, and it looks it's a task, it's an appointment, it's a recurring appointment, and we click okay. Well, what's available? The green days are what's available. That's what this notice here says. Okay, you can click it to the 2nd. And he can change the time. The green times are what's available. He clicks the time and clicks save. That's it. He's done scheduling that new appointment. It's been updated over here for the 2nd at 10:40, and he's good to go. So really great, powerful service. I hope that you take advantage of it. If you have any trouble at all with implementing it, or just are worried about it being a difficult task, then by all means call our support team. They've implemented before. They'd be happy to help you update the settings and get this active and rolling for you. One last tip, I can't remember if I mentioned it to you or not, but if you have existing members, you're going to want to download and export your membership list so you can send them a separate email to notify them of the way to log in and manage their appointments. If any questions at all, feel free to give us a call. Good luck implementing this feature, and we'll talk soon. Bye-bye.